Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the horror comedy film, Dark Shadows. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Young Barnabas Collins and his affluent family sailed from Liverpool to the New World in 1760, settling in Maine and founding the town of Collinsport as well as Collinwood Mansion, their opulent mansion. Barnabas rejects the advances of his servant Angelique, who is actually a witch, 15 years later. In reaction, she curses Barnabas such that all he loves will die and uses magic to murder his parents. Barnabas develops a dark magic obsession in an effort to show that his parents were murdered. Josette, his fiancée, jumps to her death from Widow's Hill Cliff while under the influence of Angelique. In addition to being cursed by Angelique to endless misery as a vampire, he survives the attempt to fling himself at her. Angelique incites the populace against Barnabas and has him executed by burial. Nearly 200 years later, in 1972, Maggie Evans, who remarkably resembles Josette, arrives to Collinwood to take over the role of governess. Under the guise of Victoria Winters, she interacts with the dysfunctional current residents of Collinwood, including Dr. Julia Hoffman, a live-in alcoholic psychiatrist, Elizabeth Collins, the matriarch of the Collins family, and her teenage daughter Carolyn. She also meets Roger, Elizabeth's brother, and David, David's young son, who thinks his late mother is visiting him. Victoria receives a visit from Josette's spirit that evening, unknowingly releasing Barnabas from his grave as a construction crew working on a McDonald's. He begrudgingly consumes their blood and then makes his way to Collinwood, confused by the modern gadgetry and attire he sees. The family curse and Elizabeth's long-lost ancestor are real, as Barnabas confesses to Elizabeth after hypnotizing the housekeeper Willie into his service. He invites Elizabeth to rejoin the family and reveals to her the buried wealth and secret passages of the manor. She introduces him to the family as a distant relative from England despite her misgivings. Barnabas utilizes his persuasive skills and the family riches to bring back the Collins Canning Company and Collinwood to their former splendor while adjusting to modern life and falling for Victoria. After discovering his actual nature, Dr. Hoffman agrees to try to make him mortal once more. He receives transfusions of human blood after they first remove his blood. After surviving for centuries and becoming the powerful proprietor of Angel Bay Seafood, Angelique is still madly in love with Barnabas. He falls into Angelique's lust in order to protect Victoria, and they engage in sexual activity in her office. However, subsequently, a repentant Barnabas rejects Angelique once more. Alice Cooper provides entertainment for a happening that Barnabas arranges at Collinwood for the entire community. When Victoria is found by herself, she tells him that she has known Josette's spirit throughout her life and that as a result of her parents' decision to put her to an institution, Josette eventually helped her escape and told her to go to Collinwood. To Angelique's dismay, she reciprocates Barnabas' emotions, and the two kiss. Barnabas visits Dr. Hoffman's office, more eager than ever to be human, when he sees her injecting his blood into herself in an effort to delay aging. He removes all of her blood, then dumps her at sea with Willie while claiming that she was on business. Roger is confronted by Barnabas and given the option to either change for the better as a parent to David or to depart Collinwood with enough money to live out the rest of his days somewhere else. Roger chooses the latter. David, who is grieving, almost gets hit by a disco ball that is falling, but Barnabas saves him with superhuman speed and ignites in the sunlight, revealing himself to be a vampire. Victoria, Carolyn, and David are all in disbelief. Barnabas, who is in desperate need, meets Angelique, who coaxes him into admitting to his crimes and insists that he become her lover. When he declines, she once more imprisons him in a coffin. With the use of a recording of Barnabas' confession, Angelique ruins the Collins family cannery and mobilizes the community against them. After being set free by David, Barnabas confronts Angelique in Collinwood. The locals discover she is a witch after their fight. Angelique casts a spell on the house to turn against the Collins family while Elizabeth and Carolyn, who later shows herself to be a werewolf, join the battle. She acknowledges that she killed David's mother and Barnabas' parents, as well as the werewolf that bit Carolyn when she was a baby. The family escapes the burning manor when Angelique is rendered unconscious by the spirit of David's mother. Barnabas accepts Angelique's heart, which breaks as she passes away. Victoria, who says there is only one way for them to be together, is waiting for Barnabas when he arrives at Widow's Hill. She jumps from the cliff when he declines to convert her into a vampire. He jumps after her and bites her neck as she falls. He's got her in his arms on the rocks. She awakens as Josette and is now a vampire. A voiceover from Barnabas claims that his curse is now lifted as they kiss. While Dr. Hoffman is chained and lying on the sea floor, contrary to what Barnabas believes, she opens her eyes. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.